Hi, it's time for good energy, and I'm Dr. Julie. And today is Bodyful Day 62. A spear by any other name, also known as What is Up with Asparagus Pea? As you might suspect, today's prop is the lone asparagus spear, which has the ability to make going to the bathroom an experience for about 40% of the population. All right, before we jump in, let's get to our breathing. All right, take a deep breath in and release. All the way down to the bottom of those ribs, all the way up on top. Deep breath in and release. Think about any restrictions, any uncomfortableness that you had today, and really breathe into that. Go ahead and take a deep breath in and release. I'm really breathing into that left hip today. All right, so today is about asparagus pea. For about 40% of the population, when we eat asparagus, raw or cooked, the next time we go to the bathroom, we smell the wheat. I always thought it was just the fact that I was leaking out asparagus stuff. And so that when I went to the bathroom, that was what I smelled. But obviously too much information for you guys. I spent a week with my grandmother, and one of the evenings we had asparagus, and we got up during the middle of the night, went to the bathroom, and of course, to be polite, you don't flush the toilet, especially if it's just a pee. And I went into the bathroom after she had gone to the bathroom, and I went, man, asparagus pea. And it wasn't mine. So I knew that it wasn't just a pee issue, it was a smelling issue. So no longer could I say she who smelt it, peed it, and I smell asparagus pea. So what is up with this vegetable? This vegetable contains a lot of sulfur compounds. One of them is called methanethiol. Methanethiol, yes. Kind of like methionine. For those of us who know about genes and MTHFR, it is a derivative of methionine. So it is very good at detoxing, but for some of us, those sulfur molecules go right through our body and out into our urine, which produce that asparagus smell. Interestingly, they have been doing research on this since the 80s. And the very first time they researched asparagus pea, they basically just did the old, hey, do you smell asparagus when you pee after you eat it? And the overall assessment was that about 40% of the population in the U.S. does. Intriguingly, the researchers, this was a study back in 2010, found that Scandinavian people could not tell you what? People in Sweden and Norway were like, I don't know what this asparagus pea thing that you speak of is. So it's interesting because the act of smelling asparagus pea is actually divided into those who pee it and those who smell it. There are genes for those, and apparently there are over 800 different variants. A study by 23andMe kind of pinned it down to variants in chromosome 1 that lead to the smellers. So even if you don't pee the 5 sulfur compounds, of which one is I'm going to keep pronouncing this, methanethiol. Methanethiol. There we go. Methanethiol. It's a good word to say. Methanethiol. There are about over 800 variants on chromosome 1 for people who smell asparagus. And since the 80s, they've done more refined studies, like how much asparagus pea needs to be in water for you, or how much of one of the 5 compounds needs to be in water for you to be able to smell it. And there are variations. There are some people that are really good at smelling it. There are people who it has to be really in the sample for you to smell it. And then there are people that have the genetics that actually release the methanethiol, Methanethiol, there we go, that actually release it because their body doesn't hold on to it. So what is up with asparagus pea? Well, it's a 2-part thing. There are those that pee it out, and there are those that smell it. Either way, asparagus is very good at, has the base chemistry that you need to improve your detox ability. So there are hundreds of different ways to serve it. You can eat it raw, you can eat it cooked. For a lot of people who serve it frequently, we know that we can break off the end because that's the hard bit. I have learned that I can take my my potato peeler, and peel off the hard outside. And when you peel off the hard outside, then you actually have more of the asparagus spear which to eat. I happen to love asparagus, so I've actually made raw asparagus salads by cutting them into small, really small slivers. My family hates it when I do that because they don't like asparagus. I don't know if they're peers and smellers or not, but I know that I am. And so, yes, what is up with asparagus pea? It is a combination of 2 different genes, the gene to pee it out, as well as the gene to smell it. So if you're looking to see what extra things you can do with the human body and the senses, one of them is to smell asparagus pea. All right, let's go ahead and take our deep breath in and release. I hope that little bit of humor got you through your Friday, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.